Welcome back to another episode of the Katrina Johnson Show. So happy to have you with me today. Remember to subscribe, share the podcast, leave comments. I would love to hear from you guys. Also, you can follow me online at katrinajohnson.online or on Instagram at I am Katrina Johnson. I thank you again for joining me, and let's get into the show. I am ending this season's topic, forgiveness, with something really special for you guys today. I have a clip to share from a recent live Facebook video by Iyanla Vanzant. She calls it Moving Forward in Forgiveness. And she clears up the misconception of forgiveness. This is powerful. Listen in.
I've got some special sauce for you, okay? Special sauce. And I want to start with a little fun, okay? Can we do that? Can we start with a little fun? Yeah, I want to do a forgiveness quiz. I'm going to put some inquiries on the screen. If you have ever or still have any of these thoughts about someone or something, okay, then at the end, I'm going to, let me get this up here, right? I'll be little in the corner. At the end, I'm going to tell you your score. All right. So you may want to write it down, or you can just do it in your head. But if you have ever or still have these thoughts about someone or something, just put yes or no. You could have had these thoughts today or yesterday or last week or last month. It doesn't matter. But if forgiveness is an issue for you, these inquiries are going to support you in getting to the bottom of your forgiveness resistance, okay? So here we go. Here's the first inquiry. Let me make sure I can get it here. Okay, wait a minute. Okay. Marie, I don't need you yet, but I'm getting there. Quiz, first inquiry. Have you ever thought or said, I'll make him, her pay? I'll make him, her, them. I'll make them pay. Have you ever thought that? Have you ever felt that? Okay? If you did, just write yes. Here's the second inquiry. They're going to pay for what they did. They are going to pay for what they did. It doesn't matter who you're talking about. Doesn't matter if you said it yesterday, last week, last month. Okay? Here's the next inquiry. I just stay away from or avoid him, her, them. I just stay away from her. Or I just avoid them. I just stay away from him. Have you ever thought that, felt that? Do you still feel it, thinking? If so, just write yes. Okay? Next question. I know I shouldn't, but I wish something bad would happen to him or her or them. I know I shouldn't think like that. Now, all you holier than thou spiritual people, y'all are going to say no to this, but that's okay. That's all right. I don't trust him, her, them. It doesn't matter who it is. Have you ever thought this, said this? Do you think this? Do you hold this? I don't trust him. I don't trust her. I don't trust them. If so, just put a yes. I'm going to give the score at the end. One day I'm going to get even. Have you ever thought that about somebody? One day I'm going to get even. Yes, I am. I'm going to get even. Whoever thought that? Go ahead, put it down. Just put a yes down. All right. Here, let me get to the next one. I just hope he, she, they get what they deserve. I want them to get what they deserve. Okay? Who does that? Who says that? I try, but I just can't be nice to them. I try. I want to. No, I don't. I just can't be nice to them. Have you ever thought that or said that about somebody? Just write down a yes if you did, okay? If you did, it's all right. We don't have no judgments here. No judgments, all right? I try, but I just can't be nice. I want to, but I can't. So now here are the results. Ready? I'm frozen. I must be frozen on your end because I'm rolling here. All right, refresh your screen. Refresh your screen. If you answered yes to any one of those questions, you probably have unconscious unforgiveness. Unconscious unforgiveness, because that's what we're talking about tonight. Forgiveness, but we're talking about unconscious unforgiveness, okay? Either that or you just mean. If you had one answer, all right? If you answered yes to any two of those inquiries, you probably do have unconscious forgiveness. We're going to talk about what that is. Unconscious forgiveness. Unconscious unforgiveness. Unconscious unforgiveness. Okay? That's what we're talking about. Either that or you just want to be right about how wrong they were. All right? Now, if you answered yes to three or more of the above inquiries, you, my beloved, have unconscious unforgiveness. All right? Take a breath. Take a breath. You're safe here. There's no heat, no judgment. We want to get this thing cleaned up. That's why we come to the spa, to work out our muscles, to work out our issues, to work out our stuff. And we go into the immersion sheet for the rest of the month. There's a method to the madness. There's a method to the madness, okay? I'm going to put up the link for the immersion sheet. I do pray somebody will put the link up for the immersion sheet. If not, we'll send it to you with the replay. All right? So I want to start here because I want us to be clear. Now, let me make sure I can do this. I want us to start with what forgiveness is, what forgiveness isn't, and what keeps us stuck. Okay? So let me say this first. When you have unconscious forgiveness, you will convince yourself that you're over something. But as soon as you think about it, the pain, the anger, the whatever it is comes back, and then you have to walk yourself off the ledge. Many people have a misconception about what forgiveness really means. And they think that they can just say, okay, I'm done, I'm over. Others may want to forgive, but wonder whether or not they can truly forgive or whether or not it's the right thing to do. Because if someone does something mean and wicked and ugly, should you forgive us? Now listen, let me come back to you for a moment because I want you to see my face when I say this. Let me come up here. Let me make myself big because I want you to see my face when I say this to you. Life will hit you hard. It really will. And it ain't personal. I know you think you got left, you got abandoned, you got rejected, you got raped, you got abused, you got adopted out, you got whatever, okay? But each of us has a quota of hard knocks. You just do. It's part of being human. And when life hits you, there is nothing more effective than forgiveness. Nothing more effective. Okay? So let's take a quick look. Let me get back over here, and I want to tell you what forgiveness is. Forgiveness is a process. It's a process, and it has many steps that often they don't go in a linear manner. That means you can't just do this or do that and have forgiveness happen. The process of forgiveness will be different for everyone, depending on their history, their experience. And here's the special sauce. Write this down. Your forgiveness process will be based on what your soul needs to learn. That's special sauce right there. What your soul needs to learn, okay, will determine your process of forgiveness. Every experience in life, no matter how challenging, difficult, hurtful, it's a function of your spiritual curriculum, what your soul has come to master. We'll talk about that in a little more in a little while. But right now, just know that forgiveness is a process. It's a process. And it's going to be different for everybody based on what your soul needs. Okay? Now, let me see if I can do this over here. Let me see if I can put me and the thing up at the same time. So, forgiveness is a psychological and emotional clearing process. And it has many, many steps, many, many steps. Don't think that it's just here today and gone tomorrow. All right? But I want you to understand what the essence of forgiveness is. Okay? Let me see if I can do this. All right. It's not doing it. Let me do this. Let me go here. I got it, Marie. Marie is my tech guru. All right? Just what is forgiveness? You can see that, right? Good. The essence of forgiveness is this. What do we get from forgiveness? What are the benefits of forgiveness? And what does it mean when you really forgive it? The essence of forgiveness means that you have the ability to be resilient, to bounce back when things don't go the way you want, right? The essence of forgiveness is that you can be at peace with what was or what is. Doesn't matter whether you like it or not. Can you be at peace with it? That's the essence. That's how you know when you've done it. The essence of forgiveness is to really surrender to being human. We're vulnerable. Stuff happens. I want to say shit happens, but I won't. I won't say that. Okay? The essence of forgiveness, you know when you got it, when you can give up the hope that things were different than they were. Things are the way they are. The big piece about forgiveness is when you've got it, when you're in the forgiveness process, you are willing to shift your perception of the what and the why. What happened and why it happened. We think we understand that and we know that, but we really don't. But when you forgive, and I'll tell you why in a little bit, your perception shifts. Okay? Take a breath. Let's just have a little spa treatment right here. Y'all are so doing so much in the chat. How can you even take in what's going on? Forgiveness, beloveds, is based on a universal principle and a spiritual law. And we don't like it, but the law says this. Everything has happened the way it needed to happen in order for us to grow and heal. I don't care what it is. Yes, they died. Yes, they left. Yes, you were abandoned. Yes, you were rejected. Yes, you were abused. Your soul curriculum, okay? Everything is the way it needs to be in order for us to grow, heal, and learn. So if you're struggling with forgiveness, it needs to be that way. You're on this call, this web thing tonight, or whatever this thing is. You're in this group tonight because you need to heal, grow, and learn. And the thing that we have to learn, most important of all, we're all here to learn surrender. We are all here to learn surrender. Surrender to something greater, something grander, something bigger than our humanness and what we think should be going on. Something bigger than our ego. Something bigger than what we want and what we think. That is the power of surrender. And sometimes the way the soul sets it up is that we go through difficult human experiences so that we master the principle of surrender. Take a breath. Now, you can argue with me. You can argue with the universe, but it's not changing anything. That's why we're here. We want to learn how to change. Surrender means to withdraw your judgment and your control. You can't control what happens. You can't control how it happens. Not withdrawn, but to withdraw judgment and control. As long as we think things should not be the way they are, as long as we think things should not happen the way they happen, as long as we think certain things are good and certain things are bad, certain things are right, certain things are wrong, we will not master the principle of surrender or the process of forgiveness. Take a breath. Take a breath. I'm going to come back to you, okay? Take a breath. Listen, beloveds. The human ego, your little self, resists the concept of forgiveness by using our minds to fight to be right. The ego wants to be right. It wants to be right about your feelings and your thoughts. And that's not to say that your feelings and thoughts are wrong. It's just to say it may not be in alignment with spiritual law. Your soul chose your curriculum. You came here to learn things just like I did. You came here to grow certain things just like I did. You came here to master certain things, and your soul will set it up. I always say that about me. My mother died when I was 2. Now, why would my soul pick that as a lesson? And I spent most of my life being enslaved to other people's needs and wants and concepts about me. And now, you know what my soul set me up to learn? Freedom. I eat it, lick it, bite it, chew it. Freedom. I always had it, but I didn't know that. So one of the things that happens to us with forgiveness is our soul and our ego fights to be right. And the soul wants us to learn surrender. The soul wants us to shift our perception. The soul wants us to give up arguing and grievances. But listen to me. Listen. Before you can forgive, you must grieve. Most of us cannot and do not forgive because we haven't given ourselves permission to grieve the loss, the hurt, or the harm. You cannot forgive until you grieve. Let me show you what I mean. I'm not frozen on my end. You must be frozen on your end. Okay? Forgiveness is on the continuum of grief, meaning you must grieve the loss, the hurt, the harm. When you're offended or hurt or violated, it's a natural response to grieve. But most of us just get up and try to fix it or hide it or cover it, or we go into anger. Don't give ourselves permission to grieve. Whether we lose the affection of someone, or we lose a person we love, or we lose a dream, as human beings, grieving is a natural reintegration process. It takes us out of the hurt. We have to grieve, not mourn, but grieve. And once you've grieved, you get to the place where you can forgive.
Again, that was Iyanla Vanzant. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. It was pretty powerful. If you would like to see the entire video, you can find it on facebook.com/Dr. Iyanla Vanzant /videos. Iyanla's Spiritual Spa, Moving Forward in Forgiveness. Until next time, stay inspired. Let's keep the conversation going by emailing me at katrina@katrinajohnson.online. That's katrina@katrinajohnson.online. So grateful that you joined me on this episode. Remember, information plus inspiration equals transformation. And until next time, stay inspired.